Hey everybody, Dr. Nick Scotto here with River City Physical Therapy, located right here in the heart of Jacksonville. Today I wanted to talk to you about the top 3 most common causes of hip pain. Now, hip pain usually occurs when you're active and moving around quite a bit. So you might be a CrossFitter, a weightlifter, you might be a runner or a dancer, or maybe you're someone in that middle-aged category or older who likes to stay active and fit playing tennis or golf. And it can affect people of all ages and people who participate in all different kinds of sport. So one of the first most common causes affects that kind of middle-aged and older, active older population. That is hip arthritis or hip osteoarthritis. This is usually kind of like a painful and stiff hip. Usually the pain is felt in the front and on the side of the hip. Now, another common cause of hip pain is what some might call hip bursitis. It's also been called greater trochanteric syndrome, greater trochanteric bursitis. Say that 3 times fast. It's also been called gluteal tendinopathy or trochanteric tendinopathy or glute pain. So there's a lot of different diagnoses for this, but I like to call it just lateral hip pain to simplify things. So lateral hip pain kind of encompasses all of those types of pains. And again, all of those, hip bursitis, greater trochanteric syndrome, gluteal tendinopathy, all of that pain is felt literally just on the side of your hip, on the outside of your hip. You usually don't feel pain elsewhere. And usually that pain occurs when participating in your favorite sport, exercise routine, or activity. And it most often affects women, middle-aged women, actually. Now the third one, I'm kind of incorporate two different diagnoses that are very similar: hip impingement and labral tears in the hip. So hip impingement and labral tears in the hip. This is when you get kind of a pinching sharp sensation when you're squatting down and coming back up, or when you're cutting, you feel kind of a catch or a click in your hip. Those are some of the signs and symptoms of a hip impingement or labral tears. Usually affects your athletes, including your dancers, your CrossFitters, or specific sports, soccer players, footballers, tennis players, really anybody who requires a lot of hip mobility to move around in their sport. So this can be a painful condition and definitely affect your more active population and keep them from performing at a high level. Now, all of these 3 conditions have one thing in common, and that is they keep people from performing at their highest level, whether they're a walker, a runner, a CrossFitter, a weightlifter, a tennis player, a soccer player. All of these conditions can be painful and keep you from performing at the level you want. Or maybe you're just someone that wants to be able to play with their kids and grandkids, getting up and off the ground, running around with them, but you can't because you have this pain that keeps you from doing it. And then particularly with lateral hip pain, it may keep you from sleeping comfortably. So all of these conditions can be quite painful and debilitating in our lives. So if you have some hip pain and aren't sure what's going on or what to do about it, I would invite you to give us a call at 904-566-7070, and we'll talk to you to see what type of hip pain you may have and what it might look like for you to get back to onto the road of pain-free movement and pain-free living. Look forward to hearing from you soon.